lumbar support is important, kids.
And that's the intro.
Welcome everyone to another Board Avengers episode. I'm Roberto.
I'm Nelson.
And
That felt like we practiced that.
we did.
Yeah.
We didn't practice that?
I mean, I always practice it.
Fair. Off the cuff as usual, and it just works.
Just-
Always works.
Of course.
It's good.
How are you
stuff.
doing?
I am tired.
Yeah. It's been a long weekend. And it's only been... So, okay, I guess PAX Unplugged.
Yeah.
This is
2022.
the recap of PAX Unplugged 2022. It
Yes.
is Sunday night. We are driving home tomorrow morning. The con ended roughly about 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
And
About that. That's why I look so disheveled.
Yeah, I look really nice because Roberto gave me a haircut.
Yeah.
But
Gotta keep my guy looking fresh
Ooh, but
all the time.
all the time.
Well, at least when we're together.
Yeah,
Because when we're not together, he can't be fresh all the time.
yeah, it looks kind of weird when I've gone too many months without seeing you. But PAX is only 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But it felt significant in time. I felt like we did so much. And
Yes.
oh my gosh, I'm exhausted.
Yes.
I'm ready to sleep. I'm ready
Yes.
to drive home tomorrow for 10
Yes.
hours and actually sleep again.
Yes.
But all of that, we're here to talk to you about our favorite board game that we found at PAX.
Yes. Do you want to do 2 games instead of 1 game? Call in the audible. We're live.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. You
first, though.
Okay. My body.
Don't take mine.
I'm gonna take both of them. My body feels not as Gen Con, like 'cause Gen Con is another beast.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close. I think it's because we're in December. It's the last con of the year. It's dark out now at 4 o'clock.
It's cold.
It's cold. We're in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I think all those things. It's a
It's a
whirlwind
factor.
of
Yeah.
okay. This just feels a lot longer than it could.
Yeah.
It is, or it could be. But because it's off the cuff for 2, because we only discussed 1, I'm gonna go right into my 2 game, and I actually had a lot of fun playing this. We were together with Nelson, myself, Azkadelia, and Kate, and more so, Nelson came back to the Airbnb and immediately downloaded it.
Oh, yes. It's incredible.
My inner child was so happy because back in the day when Pokemon, the trading card game, first came out, I just collected the cards I never played. And this event, there's a giant Pikachu. Giant blow-up Pikachu. We're able to get in there.
It's a really good wayfinder.
It really is.
I'm like 4 rows from Pikachu.
Are you
it's like,
Pikachu's
okay, I know exactly
head,
where you
Pikachu's
are.
butt,
Yeah.
underneath Pikachu, where are you?
Beautiful.
We were able to go in and learn how to play Pokemon, the trading card game, and it was so fun.
Yes.
It was so fun. I battled Kate, but the way they explained the game, they showed you how to attach energy, which was really cool.
They had like 2 mini games. Before we actually played a mini version of the real game, right? The real game is the 60 card deck. We played with like a 30 card deck. Real game plays with 6 prizes. We played with 2 prizes.
Yes.
But they had 2 mini games beforehand to teach us the mechanics.
To
And it was like
introduce it.
really good.
It was weirdly good.
Yeah.
Like things should be like that all the time.
Yeah.
Good.
It had like
was-
special mats for the mini games.
Yes.
And like I didn't
Yes.
realize that there were mini games at the beginning.
Yeah.
I
Like
just-
whoever drafts the original 3, you're good to go. Or 3 different types.
And like I was
you
just
win.
sitting here, I was like, this is a bad game.
this is Pokemon Light. What
Yeah,
is
I was
this?
like, I'm not, and like I like leaned over to like the person teaching us the game. I was like, okay, is this like the real trading card game? And he goes, oh no. I was like, thank goodness, because like we're just like picking cards out of a row. Like that's all we're doing.
we did that, and then we fought each other. But from there, it all went away, and things got serious. Things got serious, y'all. And
turned
then
that cat
it was
backwards.
a full. It was like one of those.
Yeah.
And we played the game. I believe I was Lucario. Caitlin was another Pokemon that is not coming to me at this moment in time, but I swear it did
Umbreon?
happen. Yeah, no, I think I was Umbreon and she was Lucario.
Okay.
And it was so incredible to finally learn how to play a game that tapped into
Yeah.
my little kid. Because I've been alive for a little bit. I had some first edition cards of Pokemon that my mom threw out because she thought they were bad for me. True story.
That's
That's
worth a car now.
I know. I have another story of my Charizard being stolen, but that's for another time.
Oh gosh.
Yes. But I would just look at it, but I'm so happy that I now know how to play the trading card game.
Yeah, and it's a very good game. Like I can understand why it has lived. The community has lived. I think there's two kind of sides to it. There's the collectors, and then there's the actual TCG players. And as a card gamer myself, I really
You're a card gamer?
I dabbled.
I had no idea.
I really liked it. I thought that it was a really cool. It has some interesting like decision points. Just the mechanics are really good. Yeah, I downloaded the app. I've been playing that since the con ended.
So just straight 4 hours of Pokemon trading card game.
And it's good. It's really good. I downloaded the app because I felt like that was a little bit more financially responsible of me.
Sounds about right. Yeah,
Than
that was good.
going
Good
into
call.
it.
Good
But
call.
very good game. And that was your second.
That's my number two.
That was your
because
number
I just
two.
figured four games that we liked would be better than just two games.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I would say my number two, I'm going to go with another card game. And I bought it. I actually ended up buying it. So, Radlands, which is from Roxley.
That's a solid choice.
Yeah, that's a game that's been out for a while, so it's not new. I mean, I guess Pokemon TCG is not new.
No, it's not.
But
Not new at
the
all.
other two games, I promise, are new.
Yes.
The other two games are new. The Radlands has been out. It has some incredible art, but it's a head-to-head card game similar to Pokemon or similar to a lot of the TCGs that you may know. But it's battled across 3 different lanes, and you win when the back row of your lane, which has like your bases, are destroyed. And it shared. It wasn't like a deck construction game like a Marvel Champions or like a Magic or a Pokemon. It wasn't a deck building game because you shared the same communal deck.
Yeah.
So it's a set deck that you'll draw a card from, and so there's no like outside of the game strategic decisions that you have to make, which I know can be a turnoff for a lot of people, but it provided the gameplay that a lot of the card games have that I think a lot of people do enjoy. They just may not have the time to dedicate to the building the deck outside.
Yes.
And so it worked really well, I thought, and the art is absolutely fire.
Yes,
it
it
is
is.
so good.
Yes, it
is so good.
It's like Mad Max meets Borderlands.
Yeah, but with like better colors.
Yes.
Right? It's like these like really cool like pink and white, and it was beautiful. But I ended up this was 15 minutes before the con closed, and I ended up being able to buy one of the demo copies, a deluxe demo copy for the retail price of the standard edition. And so I was just like, yeah, you know what, like let's do that. And I'm glad that I did, because the more that I think about it, the more that I think I enjoy the gameplay. Like the gameplay has kind of increased, and I'm excited to sit back down and play it again.
Yeah.
Because that first play is always a little, especially with a game that is so complex as like Pokemon or Radlands, that is so complex that has a lot of these like weird decisions. You don't know all the options available to you. It was really good.
The game that we played, it was kind of reverse Soulforge. Now, when we played Soulforge at Gen Con, I was dealing damage, and Nelson just showed up and killed me in one hit. It was wild. This game,
That was a fun deck.
because how you win is dealing 2 damage to your bases, to the 3 bases in the back of your lanes.
Yeah.
Both of us had damage done, or just 2 destroyed bases, and we both had 1 damaged base, and it was my turn. He had protectors up the wazoo. Each lane you can have 3 cards. One of the cards is the base, and I had no cards at all. It was 6 people in front of me. I felt like Captain America in Endgame in the scene when he's just like, okay, I'm by myself now.
Yeah, and you almost scoop. And they're like, no, just play it out.
Yeah,
Let's just
I
see
was
what
like,
happens.
it's a good game to Zoe, I'm going to beat you. And then I got some outside assistance. And the way it played out, I ended up getting a lucky draw. And that's what it came down to.
Which is cool.
Was
like,
a lucky draw.
Yeah, and the fact that it's not a super intense deck construction tournament style game, I like that lucky draw. Like there is a little bit of kind of like, can you push your luck a little bit?
Oh yeah.
And
Big
that
time.
paid off, and like that was super satisfying to watch, not receive. But
but everything was just timed out really well. That's a solid choice.
thank you.
That's a solid choice.
What's your number one?
My number one is moment of truth / suspense. I guess this game has been around the convention circuit, but this is the first time that I had seen it. So it didn't premiere here or anything of the sorts. It's still in its prototype phase.
Yeah.
It's called Forges of Ravenshire.
Yes. 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 BA games.
BA Games. They also have Cult of the Deep, which is a soul seduction game. We can link that down below. Professor Meg did a video on that a little bit ago.
Yep.
But we'll make sure to link that down below so you can check that out. This game is smooth, y'all. It is so smooth. Thematically, you are an animal looking to be the best forger in the town because there isn't a master forger. And mechanically, on your board is comprised of different resources. From wood, you have to fire the wood and use the coal to smelt it, to smelt iron, and you use the different resources to make armor
weapons.
things. Yeah, all those things, which end up being additional bonuses at the end of the game.
Yep.
So you have the resource management aspect of that. And then there's an engine building, and that's one section of this. I think we have some videos of this, so right now there should be some B-roll popping through.
Roberto's adding to my work.
Yes, I am.
I'm just kidding.
So that's one side of your board. The other side of the board are 3 different slots based off of a colored die, because the action is grabbing. You roll
so
some
good.
dice,
It's
and
so good.
whatever numbers on the dice you place out into the village. You take the action that's there based off the pip amount, either whether it's resources or there were some other like jewel type things that you accrue, extra action tokens. There's just a lot that you're able to do.
Can I hop in real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
One of my favorite things about this game, and it kind of combats the issues that I have with a lot of the dice placement games, where you need to typically roll a certain number to do well, right? If it's high or if it's low.
Yeah.
But this game is cool because the different action spaces some reward you more if you have high numbers, some reward you more if you have low numbers, some reward you more if you have middle numbers. So it's more of a tactical decision that you need to make after you've rolled your dice and see what options you have. And it doesn't, if you roll all ones, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that.
And you're also able to spend resources to spin die.
Yeah.
Too. So there is some dice manipulation that way. It's a placement of a die, and when you take that die, another die off, you get that resource section.
Yeah.
And you place it into the little engine building section, and it's the next player's turn. From there, you go into your forging actions. Once all of your 3 dice are out in the area, you take those 3 dice and you place them on your player board to make different things happen.
Yeah.
And it's just it's so smooth.
It is
so smooth. I was just enamored by it.
Yeah.
Immediately. We passed by it and I stopped. I asked all sorts of questions like, yes, I'm coming back to play this.
Yeah.
And it was just immediately knew what was going on as far as action goes. So because it's just that smooth.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many levels to the decision making that you need to make, right? Because the color of the dice represents what like engine you're basically running.
Yes.
But the pip of the dice determines what resources you're getting. So there's like multi-dimension decision making going on.
On top of down the road, when it goes into the forge action,
Yes.
that also gives you different actions or different resources or different
because
bonuses.
The dice that you take are the ones that you use in your next phase.
Yes.
And it was so clever. It was just so clever, and it wasn't the type of clever that could be clunky, because everything just like made sense.
Yep.
But it was a complex game.
Yes.
And so I think, especially being in the prototype stage, I'm so excited for this game.
I'm hyped. Hype train, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
On the hype train for that game.
Yes.
And that was just the first round. We were talking to Sam, who is the designer, Sam Stockton, I believe his last name is. He said it on the fourth round. By the fourth round, because he played in fourth round, you're going to need 20-something resources. And being able to manage all that just starts to drip out your ears.
Yeah. Yeah. But he did say it was about 25 minutes per player.
Yes.
So it's not a Saturday afternoon long game.
Yeah.
It's a weekend night brain burny dice play. It's everything I'm looking forward to. I think they said it's coming out in like Q1 or Q2.
It's going to be Kickstarter. It's going to be Kickstarted.
Yeah.
What do you say, March, I believe?
March or
Quarter one.
Yeah, so very excited. Excellent choice.
Yes.
Would have been my choice if you had not said that it was going to be your choice before the
Well,
video.
I think your choice would have been my choice had I had a full demo.
That's fair. We'll just roll into it. My choice is from Plaid Hat Games, which just brings joy to my heart to say, because Plaid Hat was my first love. That was my first publisher I ever said was my favorite publisher.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Plaid Hat is legacy games are like Summoner Wars, Ashes, Rise of the Phoenix Born, Dead of Winter. They make really cool, really unique games, and this new game is no exception. This game is currently on a boat and will be available to order in January. It's called Hickory Dickory.
Doc, the
No.
mouse ran up the clock?
Yes, and that's the theme. It's so adorable. So, so it's I like to describe mechanics. Like I wish I could say this is a set collection game, but it's not like anything I've ever seen before, which is why I enjoyed it so much. So it is a game where you are working your mice on a clock face, and so the physical board has a clock that rotates around, and so it simulates a rondelle type situation where you're passing actions where you cannot take them once you've passed them, but you also can like hop onto the clock and take a action later.
Go for a ride.
You can go for a ride, but there's limited spaces on the clock, and so if more people hop on the clock, then you get pushed off and you get forced into an action. So there's a little bit of a push your luck type mechanic / reading the other players, but the entire game is not point salad, but there are a lot of ways to get points. I feel like that's a contradictory statement, but I'm fine with that.
See, I didn't know that because I didn't get that far into the demo. Mine was 550 on a Saturday. Like, give me the rundown because no one was here. It was like, are you sure? It was only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes. Give it to me straight.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So the theme is that the great bird of the forest, and Plaid Hat does a lot of these really cute like mice and mystic games, and they've kind of gone adjacent to that. But the bird of the forest is throwing like a scavenger hunt for all the mice in the forest, and so your objective is to go find these different tiles that you're looking for, that the bird has told you to look for. And so
Hold on.
yeah,
Those tiles are like baked Azul tiles too,
Yes.
or the Libertalia
Yes.
tiles. Like, so component wise,
excellent,
primo.
Yes.
Excellent.
very good.
Continue.
Yeah. So so everybody has their player board, which is different types of tiles that they are looking for that can score them additional points if they find those specific tiles. But that is not the only way to score. So you're collecting these tiles, going around the board, and there's various ways of collecting them that I don't want to necessarily get into because, yeah. But once you reach like 12 o'clock, which is the full rotation of the clock, then you have the option, if you are on the clock, to take the action to turn in. There's there's another turn-in spot somewhere on the board that's randomized, but you can turn in, and if your mouse has like the same color they score, the same pattern they score, and then if those colors and patterns match what's on your personal board, you get to put them there, and then that can trigger additional scoring at the end of the game. So it very quickly becomes a multi-level, like, oh gosh, like, this is what I need to do, and it can be very brain-burning, but the mechanics are just incredible.
Yep. Do you want to talk about the mines?
Yeah, so
I wasn't sure how much you wanted to reveal.
Yeah.
That's probably the only real thing that I was able to enjoy was see via the demo. When you collect these little tiles, they go into your bag, and the mice that you play with have different sized bags.
Yeah.
And once you're on the
real quick clarification,
Yep.
they go into whatever mouse collected them, they go into that mouse's bag. So
Yes, thank
you have like 4 different bags, and whenever you turn in, it's only the mouse that is turning in that bag gets like revealed. But you can trade if you're on the same spot.
Yes, that's
So
what I will say. Yep.
there is a little bit of manipulation. It's like, okay, I need this tile from this mouse who's at 9 o'clock. We're currently at 6 o'clock. I'm hoping to ride to 6 so I can start trading, but it's not like one bag that you as a player has. It's each mouse has its own bag. Sorry for interrupting.
No.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah. So there are 3 mice that you get at the start, and then you can unlock a 4th mouse that's like a little small 2 bag slot where everyone else has 4 to 6, 5 slots or so, and each one of those has a different ability. So like there's one that whenever it jumps up the clock face, it can take that action, or up to 3 actions in the future, or like around the clock, like it's a scamper. There's one that whenever you like search for tiles, so if you've played Race for the Galaxy, when you're like looking at cards from the deck, you get to look at X amount of cards. That mouse gets to, you're pulling out more tiles to choose from. There's the big mouse that can hold more tiles and takes up 2 spaces on the clock hand. And then there's the one that you can unlock that is just the 2 tiles. So even in the decision of which mice are doing which things, they have different abilities, which makes it like that's just another layer of dimension. And it's so good. It's so good. I sat down and they started explaining it to me. I was like, okay, like I get it, like it's fun. And then about a round in, I was like, yes, there's a lot here. Like there's a lot to unpack, a lot to like sink your teeth into, and I'm excited for it.
Definitely looking forward to that for that pre-order. I believe it was January.
Mm-hmm.
The other little thing that I absolutely love too was when mice can run up the clock.
Yes.
And it ends up giving you victory points if you move certain spaces up on the clock chain. Loved it. It's dripping in theme based on the nursery rhyme. The nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
And again, mechanically, it's fantastic.
Yeah. I was.
It's so unique.
Yes.
It's so unique. It's very rare, and I think between our picks, we've seen a lot of unique mechanics there.
Yeah. I think designers and publishers are doing a really good job of branching out and finding new ways to exploit old mechanics, or even coming up with brand new mechanics.
Yeah.
So
honestly, wouldn't be surprised if we see that push your luck type of clock mechanic in future games. Because that is so cool. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and then like, this is not necessarily mechanic. It's more like flavor-wise. Well, 2 things that I loved about the flavor is, so the minute hand is your action, and then the hour hand measures the rounds that you have left in the game. So like whenever you
really?
Yeah. So
I didn't even get there.
Yeah, whenever you make a full rotation, you move the hour hand, and that counts down how many rounds you have. Yeah. And then I think my favorite thing mechanically is once you strike 12, once you get to the top of the hour, you do like a round cleanup thing, and the demoer was saying that you are the bird that is putting on the scavenger hunt chirps, and chirp is an acronym for everything that you need to do. You need to like, I'm not gonna remember them, like clean up, like get all your mice, like refill, like every single letter had the steps in order on what you needed to do at the end of the round. I was like, okay, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
That is a great pick.
Yeah.
I'm glad we were able to talk about both of these games. Links in the description to BA Games. I'm not sure if that's out.
They have a Kickstarter page.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So we'll link the Kickstarter page if you want to follow that, and
Perfect.
then get notified on launch. I would highly recommend you.
Highly
do that.
recommend that. And also the pre-order page for Hickory Dickory.
Yeah, which they're not crowdfunding. It is a direct.
Which I love.
Yes.
I love that so much.
Yeah. It's not we're launching in January. It's like product will be in the U.S. in January.
Yeah.
It's like nice.
Yes.
So, no, I mean it was an incredible con. We played so many games, met so many people.
Yeah.
I love PAX Unplugged.
It's a great con.
It's a fantastic con.
It was a lot bigger than last year too.
Yeah, it felt busier.
Yeah.
And not just because like I think we're a little bit more involved with what we're doing with content now, but there were more people, there were more things going on, there were more events, there were more panels, there's just more.
More.
Yeah, it was a great con.
More.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a full recap video at some point on one of our channels.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that I'm doing a recap on Nelson All Over, so there's going to be something out there at some point
Perfect.
in my life.
Perfect. I'll do a recap with Kate. She's off somewhere, probably snoozing because it is kind of late now.
Yeah, you're driving home in like 3 hours.
I am.
Well, it was good talking with you. It was great hanging out with you this weekend.
Absolutely.
We wanted to, we had so many of the board vendors here, but we were so busy, and this is when we found time to record.
at the midnight hour.
Yeah. After the con.
Yeah.
But it was great seeing you. It was great seeing everybody. So
Absolutely.
Thank you all so very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all of that good stuff.
All the things.
And also, we'll see you at the next con.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Happy gaming.